Ladies and gentlemen, I know the year is coming to a close, but I want to explain to me the following very important questions. One, do you know why Dave Key is President William Ruto's friend? Do you know why he's rich? And do you know how he makes money? Do you know why the president has been pushing for affordable housing under all circumstances? Whether it's health, whether it's education, whether it's Linda Mama, anything else in Kenya should wait, but affordable housing cannot wait even 1 minute. Do you know why the president launched affordable housing in the night? And do you know why David Key said that he wants the president to remain as president for 20 years? Here's the explanation. You've been told affordable housing is about creating jobs for youths. It's about bringing about steel manufacturing in Kenya. Let me tell you what, there is no steel manufacturing in Kenya. The steel mills with Delphi is but a scam. I have been inside there, either inside the Delphi steel. I've gone to the all location they have. There is no work going on in a scale that can produce steel that can be used for manufacturing or producing affordable housing. Why am I trying to say so? To produce steel, the first thing you need is raw materials. What is the core raw materials for producing steel? Is iron ore. Does Kenya have iron ore which is commercially viable? No. Kenya has 29,000 metric tons of explorable iron ore, which if you convert to steel, it will be very insignificant even to produce the units he's talking about, the 500,000 units he's talking about. The secondary source of raw materials for producing steel is scrap metals. Now, you ask me, how many lorries or even trailers have you seen entering Devki carrying scrap metals that can be used to convert into steel? Because that's the easiest one. I can see none. I've gone there. I've talked to engineers working inside Devki. Some of them, if you like, are Kenyans. How many engineers are there working, converting iron ore into steel? None. None at all. So what is happening is that this is a scam. Ruto and Devki are actually importing steel from outside the country and just repackaging them and then selling them to Kenya, which means it is a tax evasion scam. It's a tax evasion scam, not tax avoidance. Because tax avoidance is legal. But this is tax evasion, where they are not paying taxes. And the real deal is that all the taxes that should have been paid to the Kenyan government to run the Kenyan economy is being used to be given to President Ruto for his private benefit. So affordable housing is a personal benefit to the president directly. It has no benefit to Kenya. Exactly what Kidero did with Mumia sugar, where sugar was being imported in the country, repackaged in Mumia Sugar Company go-downs, and then being sold to Kenyans in the pretext that Mumia Sugar Company was producing sugar. Is the same thing happening now in Mumia Sugar Company, where being told that they're in operation, but there's nothing going on, Kenyans. So what it's clear here is that, let me give you a list of some countries that are very strong in producing steel. Number one steel producer in the world that has got the highest number of iron ore in the world is Australia. You can find countries like Russia, they're in top 10. You find a country like India is in top 10. You find US is number 10. You find a country like Japan is part of it. Kenya is nowhere because the country with the highest number of iron ore in the world has 960 million metric tons of iron ore. Kenya has 29,000. How can we produce steel? India produces steel. There's a company called Tata. Tata that produces Land Rover, that produces Tata trucks and vehicles. That company is producing has steel mills in India. Where is Kenya getting the raw materials? And let me ask you, Kenyans, I think I've taught very many engineers when I was in Strathmore, among other places. Call all civil engineers and ask them whether they are being involved at all in the production of steel in Devki. They'll tell you they have no idea. Everybody is but a supplier or a distributor or a transporter. There is no production. What action should Kenyans take? As we open the new year, let us take up a petition against Devki and ensure that this Devki is sued in High Court of Kenya for tax evasion. And after being sued, let us hold all operation and stop all the scam we call affordable housing, because this affordable housing is only benefiting two people. The president and his business partner, Devki, and that's why they want to have power for 20 years, and that's why they're dreaming of amending the constitution. And I can tell you, the person funding that discussion about amending the constitution to stay for longer is one but Devki, and is helping Salem David do that work. I also privy to a meeting they had discussing all this information. So Kenyans, I'm sure you're celebrating, but don't close your eyes with beer, so much so that the reality is stolen from you as you drink. So as you close the year, don't close the year and forget this statement that we must go to court and sue these people so that they can stop tax evasion. When I become president, a government formed by LDP as LDP's presidential candidate, the first person to run away from this country are all those business scams that should be given back to Kenyans to run. We want to build Kenya with Kenya. Kenya will also always be built by all Kenyans all the time. Only where we are not competitive, we shall do trading. But where Kenyans can work, Kenyans will always build Kenya using Kenyan resources with Kenyan people all the time. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Happy New Year. So for those who are doubting what I was telling you in my research, I've just gone inside that dev key, and you can see very well. There is nothing here worth talking about that these guys are doing. I've gone inside there, interviewed all the line managers, and I was able to communicate to them and tell them all the truth I know. None of them knows of any single machine where they are doing anything that you can talk about in terms of doing steel mills. You can see that's the very right entrance. I've just gone in there, talked to 16 line managers, asked them, where's the factory which is converting iron ore into steel? And there's nothing there. You can even see the bodaboda who dropped me behind me here. But at the same time here, if you think, these are the lorries which are parked around here, which are the ones bringing things. I don't see them carrying iron or scrap metals, which are the raw materials for doing anything that you can actually talk about. And I can tell you all honestly, all this is but a scam. I'm walking into some of this boda here, and I can tell you the truth that there's nothing here. I'm sure some people are getting a lot of attention here. Habari zenu wenzangu? Habari zenu wenzangu? Yes. What is the problem? I'm just saying hi. What have I said? I don't want you. So habari yako. Sawa, sawa, sawa. Don't worry. Don't worry. So there's nothing to worry about.